Welcome everybody to my channel. It's your girl Brianna Days. If you didn't know that, now you know. But for the ones who here, thank y'all for coming back. I love y'all. I'm not gonna get into this because we're about to talk about what really grinds my gears. But you about to find that out in the video. So without further ado, like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notifications so you can be notified when I post another video. Do it. And let's just go ahead and get to the video. Bye.
I don't wanna waste time. Just thought I'd write a love song for you in the daytime. Caress your mental with a bass line. Lyrics holding to your waistline. Dancing to the rhythm, don't got Spotify.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. I had a list of stuff that really makes me upset, but I'm trying to go off the dome. Okay, first of all, this is one thing that really grinds my gears. And first of all, let me say, when I say that this is something that grinds my gears, it doesn't mean that this is something that's going to make me so mad that it caused me to react. I'm not going to let you know what makes me mad to react, because I'm not. So at the end of the day, this is something that when I say grinds my gears, it does make me mad. But at the end of the day, I'm an adult. I'm 26. So it's not like you made me mad. You know what I'm saying? But this is just stuff that aggravates me. And then some people don't really know that they aggravated me, because I've gotten to the point where it's like you aggravate me and I can kind of play it off a little bit. Sometimes, depending on it. But anyway, let's get into the list. What really grinds my gears is, first of all, the obvious: lying. Especially, okay, so like I said, I'm almost 30. So if I'm talking to somebody, or I am involved with somebody, or am I cool friends, kicking it, whatever, with somebody, have homegirls, homeboys, boyfriends, whatever. At the end of the day, if I'm talking to you and you lie, now at the end of the day, if you tell a little what they call white lies, it doesn't really faze me. But if you lie about something that's serious, it's kind of like, what was the point of lying about that? Why didn't you just tell me the truth? I am an easy person to talk to when you don't bring me no mess. I can't, that's just one thing I can't, you can't put mess on my plate and expect me to eat it. Sometimes I kind of ooh, okay, that was some mess. But sometimes with certain people, it don't bring me no mess. Okay? So at the end of the day, like I said, I'm an easy person. So if it's something that happened, just tell me the truth. Even if you cheated. I know. But even if you cheated, you could talk to me about it. Yo, this is what happened. I didn't feel this, I didn't feel that. Am I going to be mad? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not the type of person that's just going to throw your clothes out, bleach your clothes, cut up your shoelaces and all that. No, because all that energy I'm putting into throwing away your stuff, if we living together, I could have put that energy in taking my stuff and leaving. So no. So liars, it grinds my gears, but it's not something that ooh. I'm sorry. But anyway, another thing that grinds my gears, when I see men disrespect women. That is something that grinds my gears. And you look like a turtle or a raccoon, a bear, a barracuda. I don't know, something that's just not appealing to the eye. You don't look at it and be like, ooh, that's sexy. And then they have so much to say about women. I'm like, if there's somebody that doesn't razzle your dazzle, at the end of the day, just don't talk to them, but don't talk about them. Because when I see certain men that's constantly talking junk about women, I'm like, oh, you kept getting rejected, didn't you? It shows, baby. It shows. It's just really kind of aggravating. Or another side of that is let's say there's a black man who wants to date outside of his race. Some of y'all pretty much know where I'm going with this. And it's like, instead of just saying like, I prefer to date outside of my race, it's like, I prefer to date outside of my race because black women is da 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 da. And I'm seeing him like, but your mama black, so you don't like your mama? Is that what you're saying? Like, for example, for some people who don't know what I'm talking about, and this is for the black community, okay? This is a black community comment. No offense. But at the end of the day, it's like, for example, for me, I have dated outside of my race or ethnic group or whatever. But it's not like, oh, because black men is da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Or like, I see some guys are like, oh, well, yeah, I ended up with, and it's mostly white women. I ended up with this white woman because black women are lazy, or black women got too much attitude, or you literally could just say you prefer to date white women, and that would have been fine. But you know why you kept going? Because you know, if you would just said that, we wouldn't have cared. But yeah, situations like that, and men that disrespect women or whatever, so aggravating. Okay, another thing that grinds my gears, and I feel like college students can relate to this, is like when you have a teacher, right, who is so strict, you have to be there exactly when class starts. You have to do this, you have to do that, or you're going to have all these repercussions. But then they want you to be lenient when they go through something. So just bump whatever we had to do. But you want us to be lenient when something comes up for you. And then you can't say what you want to say, because you can get in trouble and you need the class. That is something that grinds my gears. Ooh, especially if it's like a medical situation and they're not being lenient, but then they want you to be lenient when something goes on with them. I'm like, sometimes I wonder, like, what would you say if I just said no? Like, no, I don't accept this. I'm gonna report you to the dean. Get you in line. What would you say? It's like, nah, I ain't gonna say that. I need to get out of school. I ain't got time to play. Anywho, another thing that grinds my gears are people who are close to my age, at my age, or older than my age, that act younger than all three. I have patience for children. I have a lot of patience for children, I do believe. But I have very little patience for adults who act like children. Like, that grinds my gears. Like for example, if we're in class and the teacher has to stop teaching to call your grown behind down off of something that you should know is not okay at this point in your life, grinds my gears. I'm not a nerd or anything, but I've been in school long enough. I'm ready to get out of here. Let the man or woman say what they need to say, so I can put it in my notes, so I can study it, so I can pass the quiz or the test, and I can get up out of here. But now we gotta wait because your grown tail is holding up class. Woo! I can't stand that. Oh my goodness. I think this is at the top with liars. What grinds my gears is someone who has a victim mindset. I cannot. Someone who has a victim mindset. And what I mean by a victim mindset is like they're always the victim. No matter, even if they do something wrong, no matter if they're not doing something that they're supposed to be doing, or they did something that they're not supposed to be doing. I think I said that right. You know what I mean if I didn't say it right. And then it's like, but what about me? This is kind of like an example of playing into victim mindset. There was this, and I cannot remember her name. I think she's a couple coach or sex coach or something like that. She coaches couples or counsels couples. And she was like, she looked in the camera. She was like, did you ever think that when a man cheats, he's going through something? You never thought to ask him what caused you to do it? Is there something? No. I'm sorry. I couldn't even finish it. I was like, no. Because what kind of, no. There are people out here who are cool with you dating the world and them too. Okay, there are people out here that's cool with that. Date them people. But don't sit here and know that's the type of relationship that you want to be in. Get with somebody who wants to be in a relationship with just you and them, and then turn around and then cheat and then be like, well, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. No. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't care about that sorry. I do not care. I don't care about that sorry. No, I'm not. No. Because you don't. I'm sorry. My data got full, or my storage was full. But anyway, no, I cannot stand someone who has a victim mindset. Because I'm like, just own up and take accountability for what you did and move forward. Instead of like, no, instead of taking accountability, I'm going to just play the victim. I cannot. And I think another thing, something that really grinds my gears, I think this is close to at the top. This has to be like at the top 3. I cannot stand when someone who is a parent has a child, has a method that works for that specific child, and then tries to critique you and other parents on how to parent. I can't deal with it. Because at the end of the day, just because what you did worked for your child does not mean it's going to work for mine. Does not mean it's going to work for hers. So you shouldn't judge them as long as it's not abuse. I mean, at the end of the day, you made there are some kids where you got to raise your voice in order for it to click. You can't just be like, honey, no, you cannot. No. You know, some people, it's like, hey, all right now. Especially black people know that. All right now. You know, at the end of the day, it's like, oh, well, you shouldn't talk to them harsh, or parents who do X, Y, and Z because they don't have any patience. Okay, like I said, as long as it's not abuse, and as long as it's not like verbal abuse, like name calling and stuff like that, at the end of the day, let them figure out what works. You took the time to figure out what works for you as a parent. There's no manual to parenting. You don't have a baby and then in several weeks you get a manual on what for that baby. It doesn't work like that. You have to find out what works for that baby. And just because you may raise your voice, or just because you may get spankings every now and then or whatever, it does not mean that your child is going to grow up to be damaged. Some people, they've never got whooped a day in their life, never got spanked, popped, whatever, a day in their life, and they turned out fine. Then you got the person who was bad as I don't know what when they were younger. Got that behind handed to them on the silverest platter you've ever seen in your life. Tore up red. And then they grew up successful also. You just have to find out what works for certain people. And I mean, that's just my take on it. Because if I have a child, at the end of the day, you're not going to tell me what I need to do for my child because it worked for your child. You're going to give me, you need to give me something better than that. Because my child didn't split your behind open. My child didn't bust through your canoe. All right? Just like your child didn't bust through mine. So when you're sitting here talking about the no Terrell, no whoever, don't do that. In my mind, I may think like, you wasting your time because obviously it's not working. But I'm not going to go and tell you that, because eventually you'll see that it's not working and you'll find something else. It's none of my business. So that was just like the liars, the ones who play victim, and the ones who try to parent everybody else's child but they only have theirs. I can't do it. All right. So yeah, and that was probably out of order. I know the ones that was at the top 3 were in order, but that had some more stuff. So I might do a part 2. Put it down in the comments if you want me to do a part 2. If not, there's not, you know what I'm saying, telling y'all part 2, there's not really a whole lot of stuff that grinds my gears, because I mind my business, I stay in my lane, and I don't really be caring like that outside of my personal family, my personal friends, my personal bubble. I don't really, even when it comes to some of them, I still don't care, because it's not my business until you bring it to me. And even when you bring it to me, it's still not my business once we stop talking about it. But anywho, that's neither here nor there. Thank you for watching this little rant, which is basically what it was. Like my videos, subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notifications so you can be notified when I drop another video. Matter of fact, and also drop down in the comments what are some of your like pet peeves or what grinds your gears. I'm really eager to know, am I the only one that these things aggravate, or is there somebody out there with me? You know, let me know. We come in peace, love, and harmony. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. You're the best. And I will see you in the next video. Okay? Bye.